What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Adrift. Weirdly enough, not a game about sliding sideways in your car. Instead, it's one about being trapped in space and going through doors that open very, very slowly. Oh no. I didn't like this room last time. This room was upsetting last time.
Manual communications complete.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was worried about. Let's continue forward, shall we? I'm not even possible. Oh, you can actually go up to the top and then it doesn't gyrate quite as much. See? Gyrating robots giving me trouble like always. The story of my life. All I wanted to do was escape from the gyrating robots and they just won't let me. For real though, was this necessary? Like, did this thing have to look like this? Did it have to have like the spinning thing on the outside? And it just seems overly complicated to me. I don't even know what it does. I'm just saying it looks overly complicated. I'm following arrows on my HUD right now because every time I don't do that, I end up getting lost inside the space station. And then it takes me forever to stub my foot on the floor and take a ton of damage. So, let's continue going forward. I really think they need to nerf some of the damage. Like, seriously.
Administer Series 4 version 2.3. Internal system repair and data restructure in progress.
Okay. I think that when you stub your toe on the floor, you shouldn't lose a bunch of health. I don't think your suit is that damageable. It's one of the few things about this game that's just drove me nuts. And so I figured I'd bring it up at some point. Is there anything down there? Huh.
Warning. Hand for Administra, Series 4, version 2.3. Unable to establish communication connection with mission control.
Yeah, that's why I'm down here, robot. That's what I'm actively working on right now. Somebody should tell the robot. Also, there's so many leaves floating around everywhere. It's like fall in space, but I think I already made this joke about... Oh, this is the Vocalis right here. Is this one of the thingies that I needed to manipulate and use my super awesome astronaut wiles on? My technical skills? You there, red flashing computer. Let me assist you by pushing buttons.
Vocalis communication arrays offline. Manual activation required for outgoing communications to mission control.
Yeah, I think we already did this one. So there's one in the forward direction, and it looks like it flagged it up for me. Are there any oxygen canisters around here, or even better, a repair bay? That would be my jam. Let's see if I can grab this right here. That was the worst grab I've ever seen in my life. That was seriously, that was horrible. You should feel terrible about yourself right now. How is it that you become one of the most technically certified human beings on the planet to go to space, but you can't grip a water bottle? It's like, grab the Nalgene bottle. Stub your toe on a door and die. You're like, damn it. This guy's down in engineering really got to work harder on these suits. Get me into trouble right now. Alright, so our oxygen's refilled. Let's go to the next Vocalis station, and once we get... I don't like calling it Vocalis. Vocalis sounds... Or Vocalis. It sounds more awesome. What is that? Ooh, there's a key card right there. Key card, would you like to come with me? Oh my god, you were the worst. You gotta be joking me right now. Oh my god. Oh god. It'd be upsetting if it wasn't so funny. It'd be upsetting if it wasn't so funny. That action right there of stubbing my hand on the wall just broke the visor on my spacesuit. So that's fun. I think we need to figure out... Oh, there's a repair station over here. Let me go get my booty repaired then, because my booty's not looking so good. I also think it makes you, like, float slower or something once your suit starts getting damaged because you can't, like, vent your fart gas into the air quite so readily. And so it's upset with me right now. Maybe I'm leaking out of multiple locations. It's never a good thing if you're leaking out of multiple locations. I highly recommend you seek out some kind of physical therapist or somebody that can help you out with that. Somebody with a skill set that applies. There's a lot of binders floating around. It's like my apartment after like college season. Like, you know, when you get to summer but all your notebooks are still all over the place because you don't want to throw them out because you paid a bunch of money for this education, but at the same time, like, you're never going to look at them again and you're just like, this is troublesome. What do I do with these? I've just got stacks of them on a bookcase now. I think I have like 9 or 10 binders just full of random notes and diagrams and math problems and all kinds of other stuff. It felt stupid to me to spend that much money on a college education, though, then throw away my notes right afterwards. For some reason, it was hard to justify in my mind. To my mind, it was so hard to justify, floating through the space now. Welcome to the Vocalis system. I think we're going to go left next. We're going to go in the sinistral direction. The direction, oh, the devil. And see if there is indeed a devil in the details off on this side. I would love to go faster, too, like, for real. We got to cook with fire here. We got to, like, put some NOS in this thing and just, wah! Take off into the future. That's half my issues. I can't even get around very quickly. There we go. Put your hands out. It doesn't save us, by the way. Her hands being out in the front, it does nothing. It does nothing at all. It still cracks our visor every single time. She's like a baby.
Mission control to North Star. All major hand force systems damaged and offline. Manual repair required for EED operation and launch. Do you copy?
Pretty constantly, but I think we already talked about this. But she's got baby neck. She can't control her head. She's like a 6-month-old, and so whenever she hits a wall, and her neck rolls all over, and that's what happens. Weirdly strong for somebody with baby neck syndrome, though. Oh yeah, we got to turn on another one of these things. Well, given my previous experience, I think I'm pretty good at stimulating this object, so we're gonna go up and over the top. Yeah, it's right in front of us. You have the worst scan system ever. I don't know what your name is, but I'm going to call you Arnold from now on because you're my only friend in space. But Arnold, you have a terrible scan software. Your scan suite really leaves something to be desired. Your scan suite is quite bitter. And so anyways, I need you to notice details a little faster. Like, I don't know, tell me when the scanny thing is like way off in the distance and be like, yo, dog, I have found the scanny thing. Come over here and push this button. And I'll be like, okay, I'll push that button. When we're right in front of it and you're just like, hey, look. What is that?
Hand for Administer Series 4, version 2.3. How may I assist you?
Got her space Polaroids. We can go to space, but we can't stop using Polaroids. Do they even... Can you buy a Polaroid camera anymore as anything more than like a novelty? Like, is that even like a professional thing anymore in photography? Or is it just, like I said, a novelty? Like, you just buy it if you liked Polaroid cameras like back in the 70s.
Personal log, astronaut, Lopez, Teresa, 23, October, 2036.
The comm dishes are so powerful. They attract and amplify random sat transmissions that interfere and broadcast over EVA comlink during spacewalks. One moment, you are totally alone, detached from all humanity. Suddenly, with a distorted glitch, you are transported to a baseball game in China, or a Vietnam War protest in 1967, or a police surveillance drone over the islands of Los Angeles. Random moments of life, millions of them from all over Earth, floating endlessly in space, waiting to somehow be captured and heard.
It'd be a little bit upsetting to me if I caught something from like back in World War II, like some random it'd be cool, but then it'd also be kind of creepy, just like that moment. I've always felt that way about pictures too. Like pictures are like a moment that's just like suspended. Like you took a piece of technology and you captured that moment, like, and you can hold on to it in your hand now. But like when you look at like the facial expressions, like the people in the picture and everything like that, like you know it didn't last or whatever. I don't know. It's a melancholy thing to think about. Capturing a moment that's been dead for like 25, 50, 75 years. It's just odd to me. It's a little bit upsetting. Okay, not upsetting. I don't think that's the right word. But here, float upwards, yes. Grab that thing right there. Shove that nozzle inside of yourself and give yourself oxygen. Oh, the bong of oxygenation. I would have to rig at least one of those to dispense THC in some fashion or another. Like, yeah, Splattercat's hanging out in Pod 4 again. Why is he always in Pod 4? Oxygen leak! Oxygen leak, Pod 4, working on technology. Woo! I didn't say it would be the smoothest bong ever. All I said is that it would be...
Manual communications complete.
I have aligned him with lawful good, so now he'll never shut the hell up about how we shouldn't be trying to make extra money and extort people. Never bring anybody lawful good. We had a rule when we used to play D&D. You weren't allowed to be lawful good because it was annoying and it just ruined the game for everybody else. That was our rule. No lawful good characters. You can be anything but lawful good. This lawful good is the worst. It's just a character with no nuance. It's a character that's just like, I am going to be upset about every action this group does ever. No matter what we do, I will morally judge you and just be an obnoxious piece of shit. And I'm like, damn it. I kind of like the fact that in Pillars of Eternity, they didn't lock paladins into a...
Series 4 version 2.3. Always online.
Yeah, I don't know if they realize the irony of that statement. But anyways, as I was saying... What was I saying? I don't know. I've only bumped into like one thing. I'm glad that in Pillars of Eternity, when they re-released that, or when they released that they didn't lock paladins into any particular lawful good alignment or anything like that, because I'm playing a paladin right now in Pillars of Eternity. I'm playing back through again. I like that game. I like that game a lot, and I like it considerably more now that it's not on the channel. I don't have to focus on like commentary and stuff like that. Like, I'm just able to soak in the world and get immersed, which you can't do. When you're doing a YouTube series, it's very, very difficult to maintain immersion. It's a tough thing to do because you're constantly like making little jokes and one-liners and kind of just trying to pick at the game and make little sarcastic comments and stuff like that. It is what it is. It's part of my job. But I've actually enjoyed Pillars of Eternity tremendously more the second time around because I can sink down into it and I can spend as much time talking to random peasants on the side of the road as I want to and all that kind of fun stuff. I think the next Vocalis is over here. Luckily, this wasn't that difficult of a rewire. We should be able to get this done, and then if I can make the hop back over to the central wheel, we might be able to do multiple objectives, like, in one walkthrough. That would be my favorite, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. We got the Han 4 Filtrum system. I think we're going the right direction. I mean, we've got a little white arrow that's telling us where to be, so... that does take a little bit of the ambiguity away. The arrow can be odd with regards to, like, 3-space, though. I'll mention that in passing. It can be a tiny bit weird to play around with. Is there anything going on in here? Have I already been here? Is it taking me back to the central wheel right now? I think it is. Because I think we already went in Edward's room. I think Edward's room was the one where he was talking about the football game in space. That's one of those public opinion things that if you're ever a YouTuber, you got to get on board with it. You're not going to escape. Like you just, when you realize that like a huge chunk of your audience is international. And so you have to call soccer football. Whenever you make a video, you have to do it. Otherwise, you'll just be mercilessly pummeled. Or people at the bare minimum will be like, so what are you talking about right now? Like American football or like European football or like what? And so for ambiguity's sake, I really just like the word ambiguity, to be honest. Sorry about that. I got turned around following the wrong quest arrow or something like that. Seems like some kind of vague metaphor for real life, but we're not going to talk about that here. I guess you can track multiple objectives at the same time, and so the little white arrows that are all over the place, I've got multiples of them, but they naturally kind of hide themselves in those little pockets on the side if you haven't been paying attention. And go figure, Splattercat hasn't been, so welcome to his life. We gotta go. This thing is severed. Like, I don't see how we're fixing stuff. I mean, unless it sends, like, electricity wirelessly.
Mission control to Commander Oshima. Han 4 Administra is online and able to support you as a lifeline where we are unable to. Over.
Yeah, man, I hadn't thought about that. Thank you for that blatantly obvious information. At a certain point, you wish they just kind of stopped talking to you. Like, just chill. I'm trying to fix everything on a space station. Like, basically, all I have left right now is a frame, and I'm trying to fix everything. This entire thing is broken. I am fixing 100% of this by myself. There we go. There's our final testicle-O transmission. That's what I'm calling those from now on.
Communications array detected.
Let me go up and over the top here. We are going to need an oxygen refill on the opposite side, but every single one of these has been uniform so far in its possession of... It kind of looks like that thing's flying away from me right now down there. That freaked me out for a minute, that little World Trade whatever communications thingy. I bet you would dream about this for the rest of your life. Like, if you survive something like this, you would constantly have that dream.
July 2037.
Where you're, like, back on the station. Then you wake up in a cold sweat. Not worth it. Somebody else can do the exploring. But the paycheck isn't even that good. But the paycheck is, like, average. Could be better. Alright, so where's the button me pushy?
Personal log. Astronaut. Lopez. Teresa. 31. October 2036.
As a kid, I would dress up as an astronaut every year for Halloween. We never had any money, so my costume was always whatever my mother could pull together, which was never quite enough, but always made with love. I remember being made fun of at school. You're poor, you're a girl, you'll never amount to anything. It didn't matter. I shut it all out. Nothing was going to stop me. I still carry an old photo of me as an astronaut on each and every mission, as a reminder of how far I've come. This is all I've ever wanted.
Push the button of transmission. Let's get this ball rolling. Alright, there we go. Now that we're leaking into space, but you would have to do at least one time. If you're going to be an astronaut, you might as well spend some time leaking into space. It just seems like it would be a worthwhile endeavor to talk about with other people. Now that we've got all three arrays spun up, that means we got to go back to the central wheel. Well, actually, we may not even need to go back to the central wheel. I think we got to go back to the controlled spire thing, and then from there, I'll probably hoof it back to the central wheel by myself so that in the next episode we can start straight on up and go after objective number 3, which is either going to be life support. Frankly, I'm going to go after whichever one allows me to fly faster. I'm not trying to speed up the process at all, but I definitely don't feel like we move quick enough. Oh shit, that's going to hurt. All right. See if we can shoot the gap with the timing we need for once. Alright, so I'm going to wait right here. If we lead off, there we go. Just had to lead off a little bit. Got to make sure. That was like the best thing ever. I loved that when I was a kid playing baseball, when you were finally in the league that allowed you to lead off and like steal bases and stuff, where you're actually playing baseball. That was the best moment in baseball, when you realized that you were like small and fast and you could just like steal bases with impunity. It was the best. I could get under everybody's tag, too. I was always little. My entire life.
Warning. Hand for Administra. Series forward. Version 2.3. Unable to establish outgoing communication connection with mission control.
You better sort it out. I done fixed a bunch of spinny ball things that weren't even attached to the station, and now they're working. That's how good I am at this technical shit. It's not even attached by a cable or anything, and I just made it work. With the power of my mind bullets. Come on.
Vocalis communication arrays online. Unable to establish outgoing communications to mission control.
Okay, so we can't really use Vocalis. Is this what I need right here? That is not what I need. I think I just rammed my face into a lamp. Trying to figure out... Is it below me then? Oh, it's got to be below me. Okay, that works. I should probably get myself some further oxygen, though, before we go any further in. There's a bottle right there. I'll make that work in just a second. So now we got to go down into the core to silence the alarm. The shrill alarm of shrieking space death. And I think we got to get ourselves another cookie. And also avoid getting battered around by these things. Unfortunately, I got a lot of oxygen left to play around with.
Astronaut Lopez Teresa 24 December 2036.
Christmas Eve. Looking down on Earth from space tonight is profound and awe-inspiring. I'm watching lightning storms explode over the clear night lights of the new Republic of Japan. No human being has ever had this view before. It's incredible how small we really are in the scope of the known universe, and how lucky I am to be here at this moment. We are only just beginning.
Activating Vocalis system terminal. Mainframe online. Initializing hand 4 EVA diagnostic sequence. EVA thrust repair detected. Initialize EVA thrust repair. EVA thrust 100%. Exit EVA diagnostic environment.
Oh, we got thrust now. Yup.
Initializing cerebrum core diagnostic sequence. Cerebrum core corrupt. Cerebrum core fabrication required. Initiate cerebrum core fabrication. Cerebrum core fabrication complete. Cerebrum module repair required. Hand 4 data stream activated. Initializing data transfer. Data transfer in progress.
Nice. Orange Robo Cookie.
Data transfer complete.
Oh, this might not be good. I thought there was oxygen. Oh, there is oxygen right there. I just missed it. I was gonna say we need air quite badly. Yup. A little bit more oxygen for the tank. I wonder if it drains faster though. I don't feel like I thrust that much faster right now, but apparently my skill at thrusting has become much more integral or integrated. Either way, I'm gonna go back to the central wheel. Thank you for coming along. Oh shit, what just happened? Why is this not opening? Why is that not allowing me to escape? And also I'm bumping my noodle over and over and over again. I think it's just not activating. Huh. Why isn't the door working? Weird. Well, here, let me fiddle with it. I'm going to call this the end of the episode. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me back here for Adrift. I'm going to go ahead and fiddle with the door for a second and figure out what's gone wrong here. If I can stop stubbing my toe on the wall, losing fat chunks of my health. I will see you all next time. How you do, everybody? This is Adrift. Check it out below if you wanted to get the game for yourself.